Alright, people on the tube, what is going on? My name is Junior, and today we're going to talk about what you have to do to afford a car like this. This is a 2021 Dodge Charger Scatpack Widebody. I just bought this maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, something like that, and I love this car to death, man. This is literally my favorite car. This is my dream car. It's a Hellcat actually. That's my dream car, but I bought a 392 Hemi because it was just better for me financially. But as far as what you can do to afford a 392 Hemi like this, or even a Hellcat even, I'm gonna give you some advice to tell you exactly what do you have to do to be able to afford it. Just so we get this clear, just to put this out in the air, right? If you're in the market to buy a car like this, or even a higher car like this, like a Hellcat, just keep in mind that you're not only gonna pay for the car, but you're paying for the gas. This engine is really big, so just keep in mind, say if the car is $600 or $700 a month, you're not only gonna pay that, you're gonna pay another $600, $700 a month, especially if you daily drive it, to own this car. Pretty much, so just keep that in mind. So whatever number they give you when you go look, you know, when you're trying to go to the dealership and ask for numbers, and they tell you, oh, you're paying this $100, this amount of money for it every month, you're not just paying for that, man. You're paying for the gas too, and that's another $500 or $600 depending how much you drive. I don't know how much you're gonna drive, only you know that. But if you daily drive it like me, that's easily another $500, $600 a month. So just keep that in mind. And on top of that, if you're gonna get the Hellcat, it's gonna be very expensive insurance. The 392 had a way better rate as far as insurance, just because it's not as powerful as the Hellcat. So like, obviously the numbers are going to be better as far as insurance, how much you're paying a month. So just keep that in mind too when you're deciding to pay for both. But now into the good stuff. What can you do? What do you need to do to be able to buy a car like this? First off, man, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. You need to love to work. You have to like to work. Not necessarily like to work, but you have to be willing to work a lot. Especially if you're just a regular person like me and you just work in regular job, whatever that may be. And you have to be able to save as well. So you have to work a lot, and you have to save, which are two very critical things that a lot of people think they can do, but they really can't. Especially because a lot of people like to go out, a lot of people like to have fun, a lot of people do not like to work, a lot of people are lazy, a lot of people rather do other stuff than work. So, you know, just keep that in mind, man, that if you want a car like this, you can do it. It's not impossible. It's very possible. If I did it, I know for sure you could do it. And if honestly, if you want a little snippet, a little magic touch to what's the best job you could do to afford a car like this, be a server, man. Especially like if people do not understand the power of restaurants. Like if you're at a busy restaurant, a good restaurant, and you're a server, and you get a lot of tables, you're easily gonna walk out every day. We're talking about a good restaurant that's busy, that's very popular. Especially, it doesn't even necessarily have to be popular. Maybe, you know, because weekends, typically every single weekend, restaurants are mad busy. So, you know, that's the time when you need to go in there, get a job, and work as a server, man. That's easily I can't even express. Like sometimes I work as a server. Sometimes I walk out with $300 a day, $400 a day, $200 a day, $150. And the bare minimum, I walk out with like 150. I never walk out with less than that. It's rare that I walk out with less than that. And on weekends, they're super good, man, because you walk out with so much money every single day. And we're talking about in one day. So like, imagine how much you can make in a month when you join that with saving money. Like, you could afford this, man. It's not impossible, and that's not the only job you can do. You can do a regular job and just save money, not spend. But yeah, man, like I was saying, don't spend money on unnecessary things. And another thing too, if you are working on the weekend like me, typically that's the weekend is when people like to go out, they like to have fun, they like to do all this stuff that requires money to do. And so you got to think about that, man. That is the best, in my opinion, that is the best job you could get to save money, especially like, because a server is something anybody can do. It's just a matter of you going in there and slowly progressing and getting better every single day at it, and boom, now you got all these tables. You're an expert server, and you don't necessarily have to be good, like as far as like, because I know for a lot of people, they're not really good at talking to people. They don't like to talk to people. They're not really good. They're not good sociable people. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, man. I'm not a sociable person. I don't really like to talk to people. I don't like to interact with people that much. But as far as this, as working as a server, it's not as hard as people make it seem. Like you just have to like jump in the water. Like if you don't know how to swim, just jump in the water and you're gonna learn. That's the same thing. If you want to become a server, you just have to go in there, start working, and slowly progress over time. That's how you learn, by doing it. And even if it's not you know, taking away the job as a server, any job that you get, man, as long as you save your money, you don't spend your money on dumb stuff that you do not need, or you know, that, you know, forget your wants. Like, do not buy anything that you don't need. Like, just save your money, and you could buy a car like this, man. It's not impossible. You just have to be willing to understand that you have to find a balance between, okay, do you want this car, or do you want to do other stuff? Or, you know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to answer that question, and you have to be able to also understand that, you know, if this car is going to require you to do all this other stuff that you don't want to do, then don't do it. Because this car comes with a lot of you have to be really mature, and you have to be really have a mindset that, okay, you know what, I want this car really bad, that I'm willing to sacrifice other stuff to do it. And that's what it takes to get this car, man. It's not impossible, but it's not easy, because you got to sacrifice time, working hours. You got to do a lot of stuff to get a car like this, man. But it's not impossible. Like I said, man, it's not impossible. Like, especially if you take my advice and you work as a server, like I said, that is literally like, you could work 4 days a week, have 2 days off a week. What else do you want? Like, that's enough time for you to do whatever it is that you want to do with your friends or whatever else. But yet again, you have to understand that you have to save as well. It's not just about making a lot of money, but you have to save it, and that's what a lot of people fell on, man. Like, it's either the making money part or the saving part, and you have to be, you know, able to understand, okay, what are you willing to do to get it. It's really just a matter of you talking with yourself in the mirror and just telling yourself, okay, what am I gonna do? And really start paying attention to what do you spend your time on, how lazy or how energetic you are about working or not working, or whatever it is that you do. What do you spend most of your time on? You have to think about all that, man. And then once you think about it, then you can truly decide if you really want this or not. Because like I said, man, this is really, it is expensive, but it's only expensive because a lot of people either don't like to save, don't like to work, like to do other stuff that waste money, that costs money, or don't like to work, which, you know, doesn't allow them to get money, and that doesn't allow them to get something like this, you know. And, you know, as far as you know, everybody's different. It could be different for your specific situation. I'm just talking for people in general, that if you want a car like this, just really pay attention to those things, man. I did a video very similar to this on my YouTube channel, but I really thought it's important for people for me to word it again in a different way, a different title, so maybe I could attract more people to this video and let them, you know, really understand what I'm trying to say and grasp what I'm trying to say. So, I mean, yeah, man, I mean, that's all I really have to say, man, that, you know, if you want this car, it's not impossible. It's very, very possible. You just have to be willing to be mature and understand that, okay, I want this car, I'm gonna have to sacrifice other things, whether that be time, whether that be more work hours, whether that be sacrificing time with your friends, whether that be, you know what I mean, going out to eat a whole bunch of times. You know, you have to understand all these things, man, come into play when you want to buy something like this. And you might be thinking, but I can still do that, I can still go out, I can still do this. But in reality, you can't, man. It's either one or the other. Most of the time, a lot of people can't do both. Maybe you can, you know, you can go out every once in a while, you can do stuff like that every once in a while, but just keep in mind that the car has to be the priority, pretty much. But yeah, man, just wanted to make that quick video, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.